We also have Representative Joe Alfieri with us. We have a great clip from him from yesterday. He really was able to just take the committee and center it back to where this bill really needs to be. And so I'm happy that he joins us today. Representative Alfieri, this bill on this First Amendment and the case that spawned the impetus for this bill, you really brought it home yesterday. Welcome to the program. What's your perspective about what went down yesterday with this bill?
Thanks, Matt. Good to talk to you again. Well, first thing I'll say is Senator Taves is a tough act to follow. Ben does such great work, and is a fantastic representative of the people. I'm so happy that we have him as our senator in Coeur d'Alene. The perspective on the bill was that there was so many attempts to scuttle what was going on and to try to get us to argue about peripheral topics rather than the central topic. And the central topic was what the state is supposed to do, the reason why we created a state, why we created a country, which is to protect our freedoms. And what happened in Kellogg with that student was an egregious example of the state overstepping its bounds and impinging on the right of free speech. And what they did was horrible, and we needed a method to redress that grievance, and Ben brought it. Simple as that. So I was increasingly frustrated as I listened to the testimony yesterday, when people would talk about, we're going to have all these costs from the state because we're going to have these frivolous lawsuits, and we have religious freedom issues and all this, and it had nothing to do with what was going on. I don't know. I haven't looked at the clip yet, but I felt that I had steam coming out of my ears because that's how frustrated I was. But I don't know what it looks like. So
no. You were very poised. You were very poised and on message and on point. It was very articulate. Very well done.
Oh, great. Thank
you. But this notion, especially with the idea that people said that this bill would empower religious zealots to infringe upon the rights of LGBT people. Do you see that anywhere in this bill, that this would empower, even in some, like, if you had to put yourself in the shoe of a lefty, like how you could say that this bill does that?
I didn't see how it did that at all. And I didn't see, and you talk about going in the shoes of the other person. And that's what this was about. I respect your right to say whatever you want to say. I don't care, as long as you don't yell fire in a crowded theater. And I hope that you do the same for me. If we disagree, that's fine. But the state should not be restricted. And in this case, it was the local schools that did it. The state should not be restricting the rights of people to express their opinion. As simple as that. And I don't know why these peripheral issues came in. I couldn't read anywhere in the proposed legislation that we had anything to do with religious rights or restricting LGBTQ communities from doing anything. In fact, I would make the argument that the LGBT community would have the same rights that everybody else does. I don't see why not. I mean, that's what we're about. I may not agree with you, but you can say and do whatever you like as long as you don't harm somebody else.
Right.
I don't
exactly.
know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, do you think you might find yourself standing up on the House floor to debate? I don't want you to commit to that, but should that happen, what do you think is going to be the debate on the House floor?
I think we'll see the same debate on the House floor, and I think one of the tactics that the left is using is to talk about the cost of this issue, and I believe that it is an attempt to reach out to fiscal conservatives like myself and say, well, you can't do this because it's going to cost too much money.
But
the cost is a secondary issue. I mean, we have to be good shepherds of the people's money. But the essential thing is to protect our rights and our freedoms. And that's what this does. So,
absolutely.
If I have to stand up on the House floor and go and do what I did in committee, I'll do it again.
Fantastic. Good to hear that. Okay. All right. Well, Joe, thank you for coming on to talk about this topic. What else are you working on? We played a clip from you last week of your daylight savings time abolishment bill, which I don't think anybody would be unopposed to, even the farmers, because you pointed out that we have electricity now. So
yes.
But what else are you working on? What else is on your docket?
Well, I'll tell you what I have in my hands right now, which is an RS that I've just completed, just delivered to me, and that is relating to elections. And what it does is it sets forth that you must be, guess what, a citizen of the United States and a citizen of the state of Idaho to vote in our elections. What a concept.
What a concept. You mean that's not already in statute? What are we fixing here?
It's kind of in statute, but one of the things that we're seeing across the country is a movement to have people who are not citizens vote in local elections. So we want to sort of head that off here.
Right, right.
I know New Hampshire, California, New York, some other states have actually allowed non-citizens to vote. And our language in our Constitution, our Idaho Constitution, was identical to what was in place in other states. And those courts in those states have ruled that based on that language, non-citizens can vote. So we've tightened up the language here, and I'm going to deliver this to State Affairs this afternoon, and hopefully we can get this on the calendar in the next few days.
Fantastic. Great to hear that. All right. Well, we will pay attention to that because that's a very important issue. And I know you're at the forefront of election integrity too. So we're always watching that stuff. All right. Representative Alfieri, where can people follow you? How can they support you?
You can find me on joeforidaho.com, my website, Joe for Idaho, also on Facebook and on X and Instagram.
Fantastic.
And always contact me here in the legislature if you have questions about anything I'm doing. Please reach out to me, send me an email, or call me on the phone and yell at me if you disagree. That's fine.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, you have a long career in customer service too, so you know how to take the hits. All right, Representative Alfieri, thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye now.
Take care.